matters to you, it matters to us. We're Cayman 27, Cayman Informed.
Coming up next, an 18-page report details a decade of illegal water dumping by the National Roads Authority. The debut of Cayman's only waste management facility is put on hold.
I'm not going to abandon my mother because you don't help her. No.
An elderly woman takes a stand after the needs assessment unit closes the door on her assistance.
We catch up with Cayman's top amateur gymnast as she competes at the Artistic World Championships, and a little bit more from the 10K to hell and back.
And it's a beautiful, breezy Wednesday here at the Cayman Islands Yacht Club. I'm Cayman 27's Joe Avery, weathermanning it up. I'm going to have a full forecast for you coming right up.
Cayman 27 News is coming up next.
Is back. Sign up for the Sports Pack today and fuel your passion for football. Sports is life, only on Flow.
Whether you want to get going in a new car, to relax at home while you pay bills on your mobile banking app, to get the best rewards with your credit card, or to get a sure start on your little one's future. Whether you want a quick response on your loan, or just a range of services that keep your business running smoothly, you want banking that fits your life. CIBC First Caribbean. Banking that fits your life.
Let Elite Marble and Granite bring the charm of Italy to your home. Made from only the best materials. Santa Margherita Quartz is handcrafted at a state-of-the-art facility located in Italy and then journeys across the ocean to Elite Marble and Granite, who is the exclusive distributor in the Caribbean. Elegant and resistant, Santa Margherita Quartz products offer a large choice of colors, textures, and exclusive finishes. Call 945-9028 or visit us online at elite.ky. Elite Marble and Granite, where perfection costs less.
You're watching Cayman 27 News, Cayman Informed. Brought to you by Foster's Food Fair. At Foster's Food Fair, we care. Flow.
Good evening, I'm Taylor Burrows. Thanks for tuning in. The National Roads Authority illegally discharged well waste at 4 roadside locations in Grand Cayman for a period of roughly 8 years. A report from Water Authority Cayman sheds new light on how this practice came to be and the various contaminants revealed by testing. Cayman 27's Joe Avery broke the story back in June, and he's first again tonight with the report.
For roughly 8 years, the National Roads Authority discharged well waste from its fleet of vacuum trucks at 4 sites across Grand Cayman, including this wetlands area on the Linford-Pearson Highway.
You have heavy rainfall. It picks up anything from the surface that is there, dust, debris, you name it, and that flushes it into the wells. So it can be anything.
That includes known carcinogens, arsenic, and benzoapyrene. Water Resources Engineer Hendrik van Genderen says the Water Authority's report includes analysis of sludge and water samples taken from the Linford-Pearson disposal site, a drainage well on Seymour Road, and a wetlands control site.
We found a number of metals in samples, but you try to work your way back. Said, is this really caused by the sludge that is disposed there, or is it from somewhere else? And in many instances, you find metals, but then you find the same level of metals in your control sample.
The report concludes that the waste mainly consists of water and inert materials and is mainly inorganic. The metals detected in water sampling, including iron and aluminum, which exceeded Florida standards, cannot be directly linked to well-cleaning materials. Mr. Van Genderen says there's an explanation for the high levels of arsenic in the sludge samples.
If we only had strictly looked at the waste in the wells and find high arsenic levels, ooh, what is this? What's going on here? But we knew from our previous work that we did that arsenic is in an environment anyway at elevated levels as compared to what is deemed safe in Florida.
As for the benzoapyrene, which can be present in char-grilled and smoked meats, the report says there was insufficient data to confirm it and other semi-volatile organics in the sludge samples were directly linked to well-cleaning waste, but says it's likely they originated from traffic emissions deposited on the surface and flushed into the wells during rainfall events. Joe Avery, Cayman 27.
The NRA suspended its well vacuuming program after Cayman 27's investigation in June, and in September the NRA struck a deal with the Department of Environmental Health to resume the program, disposing of the well waste at the Georgetown landfill on a temporary basis, and that arrangement became permanent that same month. Finalization of Cayman's integrated solid waste management system has been delayed. Government says it's now expected to have shovels in the ground late 2019. According to a statement issued today, government says it and the preferred bidder are still negotiating technical, financial, and legal matters, and it hopes to have that process completed by early 2019 so that the draft contract would be ready by the end of the first quarter of 2019. And government says a detailed review has been done to update and finalize the overall function and designs of the various facilities that make up the integrated solid waste management facility. And one Bodentown woman has taken issue with the needs assessment unit after she says they stopped helping her disabled 90-year-old mother. Earlier today, Cayman 27's Seaford Russell Jr. sat down with the family, and he has the story.
You are 64 years old. How long have you been taking care of your mother?
Yes, my mother been living with me around 3 years now. Her struggle is like she has Alzheimer's, she has dementia, and she don't sleep sometime at night, and it was hard on me. I'm being a cancer survivor.
Lenicia Hernandez spends her everyday life taking care of her 98-year-old mother, Raina Watler, and she says it's not easy being in her shoes.
It would start to affect my nerves, mentally and physical. When you're taking care of an elderly person, it's not easy.
Apart from caring for her mother, Ms. Hernandez is battling cancer. She says the needs assessment unit has stopped providing funds for her mother 3 months ago.
Oh, that's my mother, and I'm trying to do my part, because one day I want my children to do the same thing with me. I'm not going to abandon my mother because NAU don't help her. No.
She says her mother was getting NAU assistance, but then they traveled to Honduras for treatment, and when they returned, the money was stopped. She says she needs that help to get her mother's supplies.
This money going to good use. Nothing is wasted. When we get that money, first thing we go price right, buy her things by the bundle, then we go to foster.
Ms. Hernandez says they have been forced to rely on the kindness of local groups like the Lions Club of Cayman Islands.
To get groceries, I call the Lions. They call me back, yes ma'am, meet me by Kirk, and sure enough there were groceries.
She says faith keeps her going.
And I thank the Lord that I'm trusting in him and she trusting in him.
As for Ms. Watler, she says the NAU should step in.
I say that it's not fair. I'm not getting no money from the government, and all the rest is getting, other ones is getting.
Seaford Russell, Cayman 27.
We reached out to NAU and they said due to confidentiality issues, the Needs Assessment Unit is unable to provide any information regarding individual cases. The Law Reform Commission's review of Cayman's current mortgage framework is nearing completion, but it's unlikely recommendations or changes will be made anytime soon. Today, Financial Services Minister Tara Rivers shared the update as she responded to questions raised by Georgetown Central MLA Kenneth Bryan. She told the LA the commission is expected to publish its report on current framework later this month, but that it is just the first step in a lengthy process.
Upon receipt of comments following publication of the report, the Law Reform Commission will be in a position to finalize its recommendations in the final report, Mr. Speaker, which will be submitted to the Honorable Attorney General and subsequently to the relevant government ministries.
The minister acknowledged that foreclosures continue to be a matter of concern for all sides of the aisle. However, she stressed that process has to be followed. And Joe Avery is here with the check on weather.
Hey Taylor, how's everything going?
It's going well.
Are you satisfied with our current weather pattern?
I was going to say, today was pretty all right.
Pretty all right day, but you know, we can expect a little bit of changes because we do have a cold front coming down That's expected to arrive sometime in the day tomorrow. By the end of the day, you'll see the winds increase, and it could get a little bit swelly out on the west coast as the strong winds behind that front push into the area. So just kind of a heads up on that. I'm going to tell all you weather watchers at home a little bit more about it, you know, maybe 15 minutes later in the show. I can't talk all day. Literally, I can talk all day, Taylor, but
yes.
They won't let me.
All right. Well, thanks, Joe. It's World Diabetes Day, and to mark the occasion, the Health Service Authority conducted screenings and blood sugar checks at the Cayman Islands Hospital. It's part of an initiative aimed at preventing life-threatening complications from the disease by detecting symptoms early. And as Cayman 27's Caroline James reports, she's right here.
It's estimated about 9% of the population of Cayman has diabetes, and many more people are pre-diabetic. That is, they're at risk of developing the illness later on. With consequences like stroke, kidney failure and heart disease, screenings like today are being encouraged.
425 million people worldwide are living with diabetes, but half of them are believed to be undiagnosed. And compared to the rest of the world, the disease is commonplace in Cayman, a concern for diabetes educator Winsome Jefferson.
We really want persons to come out and get screened because diabetes is very prevalent in the Caribbean, and many persons have diabetes and they are not even aware of it because they are not aware of the symptoms.
Symptoms like frequent urination and extreme thirst can be indicators of the disease, particularly if you have a family history of diabetes and a large waist size.
Persons can also feel very, very tired, fatigued and lethargic. Some persons get blurry-eyed. They might have little like pins and needles in their fingers or feet.
The HSA says early detection is key, but simple lifestyle changes can manage the onset and worsening of the condition.
Stay connected with what you eat because your food is your medicine and your medicine should be your food. And so we want to guide people through that step to understand that it's not just about getting your medication, it's not about just getting checked, but we want you to stay healthy along the way.
Although complications from the disease can be severe, including amputations and blindness, Ms. Tamara says that's not a reason to put off getting screened.
If you get the diagnosis of diabetes, it's not a death sentence. So we're here to guide you. And here at the Health Services Authority, we put our patients first.
Caroline James, Cayman 27.
If you're concerned about diabetes, the HSA encourages you to speak to your doctor. And after the break, a project set to release genetically modified mosquitoes is put on hold. We have the details. Government puts pen to paper on Scranton Community Park, and Cayman's green iguana call hits its first landmark. That and more after the break.
The finest liquor stores on island are located on West Bay Road on beautiful 7 Mile Beach. Tortuga Fine Wines and Spirits, Governors Square, the greenery near the Strand, and 7 Mile Shops Plaza. Tortuga Fine Wines and Spirits boasts the widest selection and even offers free wine and spirit tastings at all 7 Mile Beach locations every Friday from 5 till 7 p.m. Family owned and operated since 1984.
Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited are professional, independent insurance brokers established in 1988. We are a wholly Caymanian-owned insurance broker with a wealth of knowledge in the local and international insurance market. Our professional team service clients with a range of insurance products, including motor, home, health, contractors, marine, and business insurance, among others. Contact us at 949-0579 or email us at service@bogleins.com.
While the Mosquito Research and Control Unit is halting the release of Oxitec's genetically modified mosquitoes, it says that doesn't mean the controversial project is over. Director Dr. Jim McNelly says the MRCU and Oxitec collected 5 months worth of data from 3 sample areas in West Bay with varying rates of release for the genetically modified Aedes aegypti males. Now, as scientists pore over the data, Dr. McNelly says it will evaluate Oxitec for potential future collaboration.
We've wrapped up this research project as it was designed. We were coming up on the end of the Aedes aegypti season anyway, and so we felt that we had enough data that we were going to pause the release aspect of the project.
The MRCU says mosquito numbers for 2018 have been unexpectedly low based on monitoring of its extensive network of traps. And a petition has been started to save Barker's Beach, which some claim may be under environmental threat. According to the petition creator, Save Barker's Beach, businessman Handel Whitaker has proposed to build a 300-foot dock, and if the dock is built, almost 200,000 square feet of turtle grass will have to be removed. The petition is calling for the project to be stopped. It has set a target of getting 1,500 people to sign the petition, and so far they have passed 1,100. We reached out to Mr. Whitaker for comment, and he declined to give any information. Government has sealed the deal on the purchase of the Scranton Community Park. Today, Premier Alden McLaughlin told MLAs the purchase was completed last month. He says government paid just under $273,000 for the land. He says government also moved to purchase an adjoining parcel of the land to expand the current community park.
The ability to improve the condition of the park, as well as to expand the current quarter-acre site using the adjacent crown land, creates exciting possibilities. This government, Mr. Speaker, will continue to pursue these types of opportunities.
Earlier this year, Georgetown Central MLA Kenneth Bryan appealed for government to step in when the landowners put up a for sale sign at the park. Premier McLaughlin said for the last 10 years, both he and former MLA Kurt Tibbetts have been trying to acquire the land, which only went on the market this year. And the 2018-2019 Green Iguana Call reaches the first of many milestone numbers, surpassing 100,000 iguanas. This after Big Day at the counting station Tuesday, where more than 13,000 iguanas were turned in. Cayman 27's Joe Avery joins us live with more.
Thanks, Taylor. Due to the bank holiday weekend Monday, the Iguana Control Project's counting station at the Georgetown landfill was closed. But that doesn't mean Colors took the day off. 13,473 iguanas were delivered Tuesday, good for the second highest one-day total in the short 3-week history of this ambitious 14-month call. That pushed the overall figures into 6-digit territory with a total of 106,416 iguanas culled in the first 13 counting days. Meanwhile, the Department of Environment says registered cullers are due to receive payment for their first week of efforts this Friday.
We're putting money into a sector of the community that there hasn't been a lot of money being put into. That can have positives and negatives, and frankly, I have no idea where that will pan out. But we've got all sectors of society involved in this cull, and I really hope that it's helping some.
And all those iguanas can really add up. At $4.50 a head, this Friday's iguana call payroll is expected to inject more than $240,000 into the economy. Live in studio, Joe Avery, Cayman 27.
Plastic-Free Cayman teamed up with the Pirates Week Committee over the weekend to host its first volunteer tourist beach cleanup at Barker's Beach in West Bay. Around 40 tourists signed up to clean the beach together with some residents, and founder of Plastic-Free Cayman, Claire Hughes, says the event should be an experience that visitors take and teach.
So we're here to get the plastic off the beach, to stop it washing back in and to remove it. And we're also here to educate. So the beauty of educating some tourists is that they're going to go back to their home and they're hopefully going to be influenced and they can help spread awareness to others.
And Plastic-Free Cayman is also encouraging members of the public to reuse plastic containers and to stop littering. It was a solemn occasion on Sunday as Cayman marked Remembrance Day in Georgetown. Governor Martin Roper and the Premier Alden McLaughlin were among those who laid wreaths in memory of those who gave their lives in war. This year's event also marked the centenary of the armistice, which brought World War I to an end on the 11th of November 1918 after 4 years of fighting. That war resulted in an estimated 37.5 million casualties, with approximately 8.5 million troops thought to have lost their lives. And now Jordan Armanese is up next with a check on sports.
Much to remember, of course, Remembrance Day and a memorable weekend in sports. Taylor, we catch up, of course, with one of Cayman's top gymnasts, Regan Ruddy. She was in Qatar just a week ago, competing with the world's best, Simone Biles, 4-time gold medalist, and many more. That, plus a story of one of our local athletes, and a story of redemption coming up.
Flavor with a beat, black thing now move up him dancing feet. We dance them flavor with a beat. Whole heap of sauce, yeah, we acting on the street. Young middle age or old, move your feet. When Grace if we dance, everybody have to do it.
Grace, feel the vibe, can't you feel it? Grace, delicious, so nutritious. Yes, quality when you taste it. Want affordable, look for the label.
Flavor we are flavor because the spice is flaring. Flavor with a beat, no other brand than the near way.
One taste and you know Grace is real.
It's fresh from the garden.
It's that turkey time of year, and Hurley's once again offers the finest pre-cooked turkey dinners in Cayman for Thanksgiving. Get a tender, juicy, oven-roasted turkey with 7 freshly made, savory sides, ready for you to enjoy at the office or at home. It's enough to feed a family of 12 for about $11 each. Don't be left out. Hurley's only makes a limited number of our Thanksgiving feasts. Order yours today at hurleys.ky/ordering. Hurley's, get fresh Thanksgiving with us.
Have you had your Tortuga moment today? Come by Tortuga Fine Wine and Spirits for all your liquor needs. And taste the world-famous Tortuga rum and rum cake. Always delicious and baked fresh daily in the captivating Cayman Islands. With ongoing renovations at the airport, we invite you to shop our stores and buy before you fly. Relive the Cayman Islands in every bite.
Urban Sports is brought to you by Elite Marble and Granite, where perfection costs less.
As John Gray High School's Juan Pablo Valerio crossed the finish line Sunday at the Pirates Week 10K to hell and back, he knows just how far he's come.
There's little minor things that might, kind of jump out of nowhere, like, my chest might feel a little funny on my legs, but, it's all there to just test me, push me and tell you, don't worry about that. It's a problem, face it.
That's because in March, Valerio was faced with his biggest test as a heart condition sidelined him from competing at the Carifta Games. 8 months later, the man known as Pabs is back on top.
Just getting back into it, you're not going to be the best as you were when you came off, but I tried my best. I did my best out there, and I did what I could. And 345 Athletics Club head coach Derek Larner says Valerio's victory Sunday was well-deserved.
He worked so hard, and we all felt for him. Since he come back and he's been given the all clear, he's worked hard, and he's earned this. He deserved this, and it's almost like he hasn't been out. He's actually performing better now than at this time last year.
And if Cayman's amateur middle distance runners like Valerio want to stand atop the podium in front of the home crowd come April, Larner says the fall race calendar is a key ramp-up period.
It's one what you do now, and these races are a vital part of the build-up to the Carifta. So they're doing a lot of these endurance runs, 5Ks, 10Ks, 2-milers, whatever they are. And I said that will stand him in good stead to when we start doing the speed work on the track in the new year.
And now that he's healthy, Valerio hopes his hard work leads to a triumphant Carifta debut.
That's my main thing on my mind right now, the training, putting the work in, and getting up there.
All right, apologize about the technical difficulties. Now, athletes like Valeria are striving to hit the 2019 Carifta standards. Cayman 27 will have those standards for both under 17 and under 20 boys and girls on our website, and many athletes will look to take their first shot at hitting those standards in the Athletics Association first meet of the calendar. That's at Northside's Ronald J. Forbes Field, Saturday. All right, let's head to the mat. After qualifying for the 2019 Pan Am Games, Cayman's Reagan Ruddy continued international competition against some of the world's best gymnasts in Doha, Qatar at the 48th Artistic World Championships. Now, the eventual winner of the championships was four-time Olympic gold medalist and now four-time winner of the Artistic World Championships, Simone Biles of the United States. Now, all around, Ruddy would finish 137th overall. She placed 181st on the beam, 173rd on the uneven bars, her best event right here on the floor, where she'd place 168th overall. Now, switching gears, the 9th round of and of course the final round of the Cayman Islands Dart Association Premier League is in the books with the playoffs beginning this evening. Let's take a look at who made the cut. We start up top. The hot rod, Rodan Asunzian, would tie Paul Anglin, while Alzon Agcon would land the #1 seed, defeating Neville Parker, while Hank the Hammer Hebanks took out the Stinger Cliff Weeks, with Earl Smith defeating the Bull Eddie Ballantyne. Richard the Assassin Campbell would defeat Cruz Smith, eliminated from playoff contention Neville Parker, Rodan Asunzian. Let's take a look at tonight's playoff bracket. Cruise Control taking on Paul Anglin, while the Bull Eddie Ballantyne takes on the Stinger Cliff Weeks. Hank Ebanks takes on that #1 seed, as mentioned, Nozil the Great, Alzon Agcon. Finally, a key matchup at the bottom, Earl Smith and Richard Campbell. All right, Joe's got your weather next. Stick around.
Caymanian owned and operated since 1967. Paramount Carpets is a full-service operation, beginning with material selection to the installation of finished products, as well as providing maintenance, service, and takes great pride in the quality of their work, making every effort to exceed customer expectations. Contact us today at 345-949-5000 or visit us at 317 Industrial Park, North Sound Road. Paramount Carpets. We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor.
A timely response. That matters. Owning your own home. That matters. Supporting our community. That matters. When your child smiles, that matters. Good encounters, great experiences. It matters at Cayman National.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Live. Check out this clutch of hawksbill hatchlings. They're emerging from a nest in Cayman Brac. Bonnie Scott Edwards, she's always out there being awesome and helping wildlife. She caught this on camera, and of course, I got to share it with you. Anyway, to the weather, what I'm supposed to talk about, what I'm paid to talk about anyway. I just kind of sneak in all that turtle stuff just for fun. We're watching the radar right now, and you can see there's a couple showers, maybe 20 miles or so off to Grand Cayman southwest side. A little bit closer onto the Brac, you can see maybe
be a cell drifting in between the two islands off to the south-southwest there. It doesn't look like we have much of a chance for rain as we go through the rest of the day. Only about 30% chance out there. That includes the sister islands as well. Now, we're going to talk about the current conditions right here in the newsroom. We're cooling down, 84, maybe a little bit cooler. The National Weather Service current conditions, 82.76 Fahrenheit there, so that's just a tick under 83 degrees, 6-knot winds out of the northeast right there, and a lovely 78.8% humidity. Not too bad out there, not too shabby, and it's just going to get changey, though, as we get into Thursday. So let me step out here in front of the old weather wall, the very sturdy, it's solid wood, ladies and gentlemen. You can't even beat that. But anyway, we're talking about Thursday, and that's when we're going to see a little bit of changes, because in the morning time, we're going to have a cold front push its way into the Northwest Caribbean. It's going to push its way in, and behind that cold front, there is going to be some winds that could produce some swells. We might be seeing those Thursday evening on the west coast there. But if you look through the week there, we've got Thursday, Friday, that stuff starts to move out. Friday is going to be 4 to 6 foot seas, so maybe boating isn't your best option unless you're very careful out there. But by the time we get into the weekend, Saturday and Sunday there, it'll start to decline those winds, and it should be an excellent weekend for just about anything that you want to do. Anyway, speaking of anything I want to do, I want to show you 2 weather picks of the day if we have them, because you gave me so many this weekend. Here we've got a blue rainbow on the Brac from Sylvie Trudeau. That is pretty amazing shot. And one more, sunset at Prospect Point from Jacqueline Letitia Ebanks. 2 amazing photos out of the hundreds and hundreds I got this weekend. Thanks for that, guys. And with that, I'm going to send it back to Taylor at the news desk.
Thanks, Joe. Those are beautiful. So Pirates Week may be over, but it's far from forgotten. Cayman National Festival happened over the long weekend, and it saw the traditional Pirates invasion along with a special nuptial. Cayman's culture and heritage took center stage as spectators enjoyed parades, fireworks, street dances, costume contests, sporting competitions, and much more, all of which stretched across all 3 islands. And Little Cayman will also have their Pirates Week festivities coming up this weekend. And coming up in the second half hour of Cayman 27 News, we talk with Stacey Scott, Cayman's 2018 Young Caymanian Leadership Award recipient. And don't forget to WhatsApp us any photos, video, or news tips. You can reach us at 527-2727.
Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited are professional, independent insurance brokers established in 1988. We are a wholly Caymanian-owned insurance broker with a wealth of knowledge in the local and international insurance market. Our professional team service clients with a range of insurance products, including motor, home, health, contractors, marine, and business insurance, among others. Contact us at 949-0579 or email us at service@bogleins.com.
Heat resistant, scratch resistant, stain resistant, functional and durable. Paramount Carpets brings you the beauty of granite like no one else. Choose from a large selection of quality granite from Italy and Brazil. Paramount Carpets guarantees on-time delivery and professional installation. Granite, from the earth to your home.
We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount Carpets.
Welcome back to the second half hour of Cayman 27 News. I'm Taylor Burrows. The Young Caymanian Leadership Awards are now over, and at Saturday's gala at the Kimpton Seafire, Stacey Scott emerged as the 2018 recipient. She was one of the 5 finalists up for the coveted prize, and she joins me live tonight to discuss winning the award and what she plans to do during her reign. How do you like that? Your reign for YCLA recipient.
So weird, Taylor. It really is.
Tell me all about it. I watched some of it, but I didn't get to watch the whole gala. So how was that experience for you?
Yeah, it was really cool. So this year's theme was It Takes a Village, and if you watched some of it, you probably saw we had a beautiful Caymanian village to form our, or Caymanian house rather, to form our set, and that was from Celebration. So I think it really set the tone. It was a great evening. We had a packed house. It was just really special. Yeah.
And I want to know, what was for dinner?
Oh, it was delicious. So we had a filet mignon and then also a snapper filet and sticky toffee for dessert, which is actually my favorite. So yeah,
excellent.
Saved
so
room.
You had a good experience at the gala. You weren't too nervous, because I know when we spoke last week, there were some nerves involved.
Yeah, no, I think we were all probably a little bit nervous for the first like 15 minutes or so. It was an interview segment, and once we got that out of the way, it wasn't bad at all. Yeah.
But you gave a speech at the end when you won, and how was that?
It was good. I think you could probably tell if you watched it. I was in a bit of shock. Did not expect it, but yeah, the audience I think was really receptive and really took the message to heart.
That's amazing, because I think that's even your first platform, right, where you really get to speak as the recipient, and nerves are normal, and to be shocked, it's, even though you've put so much time and energy into all that you've done, it's always such an honor to be recognized that way.
Yeah, it really is.
So what do you expect first? What's the agenda for you now?
So I think this week they're letting me have that off, and then on Monday next week I'll have orientation with a couple of the board members or past winners, and they'll really catch me up to speed on what to expect over the next year. Okay. I do know there are already a couple speaking engagements that are happening or being scheduled right now, and I think it'll be probably more of that, a lot of speaking, a lot of reaching out to young people and even older people who are potentially interested in getting involved with our youth but haven't been able to do so as yet.
Oh, wonderful. And are there any changes this year? Because I know every year it's kind of the same idea of giving these talks to community partnerships or whatnot, but are there any different plans this year?
I think it's more of the same. It's really just doing, I think, what we have been doing for several years and just expanding our reach if we can. So I do know at the gala they were looking for potentially sponsorship so that I could go overseas even, or go to the BRAC or Little Cayman a bit more often and reach the young people there. So.
And you're from the BRAC?
I am, yeah.
So you probably have connections there that you could have a meaningful experience as well.
Yeah, my sister is actually a teacher in one of the primary schools on the BRAC, so she's already told me her classroom better be the first on the BRAC that I visit, so yeah.
Well, keep that noted in your mind. And I was wondering, do you have any advice for the youth of if they're interested, if this is something like their dream to be nominated as a YCLA recipient or a finalist, what do you suggest that they do in order to achieve that?
I think growing up, I was very, very fortunate to have a lot of people invest in me, and I think that was really important once I came back to Cayman after university, that I did the same and I paid it forward, and that's really what I would say to the youth today. Obviously, you know the issues that you're going through now, you know the kind of person or the kind of influence that you want in your life, and once you're able to, go and be that person to someone else. So
yeah, I'm sure it's not particular to be getting an award. It's really the work that goes into that and being a good person, giving back to the community. But I think some people really like to have that to look forward to and are curious about the process of what's involved, because it is a lot of work. So what's next for you though? Like, this reign is going to end before you know it. Are there other goals that you have in mind to work towards yourself?
Do you know, Taylor, I really think that I'm really happy with where I am right now in terms of my community involvement, and a lot of what I do is very one-on-one and focused on really building relationships with the young people that I mentor, that I'm involved with, and I want to continue that for quite some time, and I don't think that'll change because of this, and we'll see after the year has passed, but right now it's just continuing what I have been doing. So.
Well, when you're doing something as wonderful as this, then why not just do more of it, right?
Thank you. Yeah.
So I think that's also a good way for the youth to follow that lead, right? Or your lead, in order to be a good role model to them. But thank you very much for sharing that story with us, and good luck. And
thank you very much.
I'm sure you'll be great and be inspiring lots of young minds.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So stick around. After the break, we'll have more news, and don't forget to WhatsApp us your photos, videos, and news tips to 527-2727.
We believe that every life matters, and that we are all connected. One community, one people. We believe in compassion, to give dignity to those that society has let down. We strive to conquer fear, and we believe that the power to heal is a gift. This is who we are. This is what we believe. Holy Cross.
The countdown is on for Cayman 27's Parade of Lights, brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited. Enjoy this annual boat parade as the water comes to life at Camana Bay Harbor with this year's theme, Christmas Around the World. Don't miss Cayman's largest family gathering as we kick off the 2018 holiday season. Saturday, December 1st, starting at 6 p.m. at Camana Bay. Photo booth brought to you by CTMH Doctors Hospital.
Ever wondered what smart health insurance feels like?
Premier Health's 24/7 worldwide health insurance does most of the thinking for you.
1,500 CGI health claims are settled daily.
55% of claims settled automatically.
You can access your health plan almost anywhere, anytime.
And have smart wellness with online data tracking.
And more provider choices for you and the people who matter most.
Premier Health is smart health insurance, and it feels good.
Brit-K, where people come first.
If it matters to you, it matters to us. We're Cayman 27, Cayman Informed.
Welcome back. Researchers are hoping a new global monitoring network created to listen in to the beehives around the world using artificial intelligence could help stop the decline of the honeybee. Reuters' Stuart McDill has this report.
The global collapse of honeybee colonies around the world is causing widespread concern. Now it's hoped big data and machine learning can unravel the mystery and help stop the decline. In a world first, researchers are eavesdropping on bees inside their hive, sending the data to the Oracle cloud. This colony in southern England's one of the first connected to the World Bee Project Hive network, with a series of remote sensors measuring temperature, rainfall, humidity, and even its weight.
By linking, AI, machine learning, with a number of hives all over the place, we can actually start to define what I call signatures of bee health. So what does a healthy honeybee hive look like? It will have a signature in terms of the activity of the bees, the heat, the temperature, and all those sort of things.
A third of all honeybees in the US have died, and England's bees are vanishing faster than anywhere else in Europe. Loss of habitat, climate change, pesticides, pathogens and pests are blamed in much of the world, but not everywhere.
So the real strength of this project is to give great knowledge in real time to allow beekeepers to, predict or get ahead of the game in being able to treat their bees in a way that will stop them going down the slope to being unwell. And that's a great idea.
Researchers hope the UK pilot can be rolled out globally, generating huge amounts of data.
We want more and more data. The better the data, the better the training, which means at some point the human won't be deciding the quality of what the beekeeper needs to do with the data. The machine will be learning itself.
Underneath here is control which monitors the information.
Ultimately, the World Bee Project Hive Network's goal is to share the knowledge to prevent further decline of the world's honeybee populations.
Up next, world news and stories from around the region.
We're not just the most reliable energy service in the Caribbean. Whether it's for your entertainment, lighting a path to your future, or making sure that you and your family are secure. We're there for you when it matters most. Your safety and our reliability are our top priority. We are committed to remaining the #1 utility service in the Caribbean. We are CUC.
Cover your floor at Paramount. Carpet, any style, carpet or tile, insulation. kitchen and drywall too. Everything's beautiful, come and see. The Paramount name means quality. It'll be a brand new world under your feet. We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount. Paramount Carpet.
Eclipse Hair Design and Day Spa. Discover the difference.
Welcome back. It's time to check in with Wall Street. U.S. stocks fell as financial stocks were hit by fears of tightening regulations on the banking industry. Reuters' Jade Barker reports.
U.S. stocks ended the day in the red. Avalon Advisors Co-Chief Investment Officer Bill Stone.
You know, I think it's just our continuing struggle, or the market's continuing struggle with worrying about the global economy, what's going on with trade. You know, you throw in some comments from some of our politicians and maybe a little bit of worries about Brexit, and you get sell-off in the market.
Apple led the decline in tech stocks, falling for the fifth day on concerns about demand for iPhones. Financials slumped after California Democrat Maxine Waters says she'll stop deregulation when she becomes chair of the House Financial Services Committee. Shares of specific gas and electric company plunged after it said it could face liability if an investigation finds its equipment caused a blaze raging in Northern California. And Snap fell after Reuters reported U.S. regulators have subpoenaed the company for information about its March 2017 initial public offering. Earlier in the day, positive U.S. consumer prices temporarily boosted the markets amid a rise in gas and rental costs. Oil prices rose on prospects of OPEC cutting output at a meeting next month. And European shares hit their lowest in 2 weeks in a broad-based sell-off on worries about a global economic slowdown and Italy's budget crisis.
In world news, British Prime Minister Theresa May says she has cabinet's backing for her Brexit plan. She says the deal was in the national interest, but agreed that there would be difficult days ahead. Prime Minister May told reporters outside her Downing Street residence that she had won over her divided cabinet, which includes some senior Brexiters. And the U.S. military has started reinforced security measures, laying barbed wire and erecting barricades at the Mexico border. This as hundreds of Central American migrants planning to seek asylum in the United States moved closer toward the country's border with Mexico. U.S. Defense Secretary Jim Mattis says he would travel to the border area today, and some 400 migrants who broke away from the main caravan in Mexico City arrived in the border city of Tijuana by bus. In regional news, the Colombian Attorney General has launched an investigation after a key witness in a corruption case was found dead. Investigators are re-examining Jorge Enrique Pizano's death after his son died 3 days later, upon drinking from a poisoned bottle left at his father's home. The Hilton Hotel in Japan has been criticized by local authorities after it denied the Cuban ambassador a room. The U.S.-owned chain said they could not accommodate Cuban government guests over fears it would violate U.S. sanctions on Cuba, and Cuba has complained. And we have another check on the forecast for tomorrow in just a moment.
A tropical storm watch has been upgraded to a warning.
Hey, I've been tracking the storm, and it's looking really dangerous.
Yeah.
You're in a new place. Gotta prepare. No, put that down. You need canned goods, not canned
I get it.
soda and
yes,
water.
Sis,
You need plenty of water.
Here, water. Oh, God. Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to get ready for this.
Is it your first time?
Yes.
Do you need a hurricane buddy?
Please.
All right, come on. I prefer bigger bottles.
Kind of shame it took a hurricane for us to finally hang out.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hey, sis, kind of bad time.
Hey, good news. The hurricane warning's been lifted. I saw online the storm has changed direction.
Oh, so I guess you get to go back to your place now.
Where are you? That's not your apartment.
Please pick the flowers.
Bye, neighbor.
From happy beginnings and life choices that we make along the way,
Brit K protects your lifestyle with the best insurance cover at the best possible price.
Health insurance with far-reaching benefits.
Family protection and long-term financial plans.
Business insurance and generous employee benefits.
For happy beginnings to happy ever after, visit BritK.ky.
BritK, where people come first.
Have you heard? They have new daily meal deals at Popeyes. A different meal with side every day of the week for the same price of just $3.99. Monday is chicken soup with rice. Tuesday for the chicken bowl. 2 tenders on Wednesday. A loaded chicken wrap on Thursday. It's all about that shrimp on Friday. Chicken nuggets to start the weekend. And the mixed 2-piece to finish.
The new daily meal deals from Popeyes. A different meal every day, served with the world-famous best dressed chicken for only $3.99. Only at Popeyes, Louisiana Kitchen on Eastern Avenue.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to start reeling it in because it's my fisherman's forecast for today. You can see that we've got a low tide at 10:39 p.m. tonight. Next low tide after that, 10:01 a.m. tomorrow and 11:19 p.m. Also tomorrow, our high tides 4:30 a.m. tomorrow and 4:48 p.m. You can see sunset 5:45 p.m. tonight. It's already happened, and tomorrow sunrise 6:34 a.m. just a little later than a couple days ago. Anyway, let's take a look at the satellite picture out there. We have a cold front. It's kind of making its way down into our neck of the woods. Maybe it is going for vacation. I don't know, but that means we could see some weather pattern changes for our Thursday as those winds get into our area. Some would say as the winds encroach into our area, but let me not dwell on that. We're going to go ahead and get through the temperatures right here. One of my favorite parts, I get to talk about Georgetown. It's 84 degrees, rest of the island, usually 84. Georgetown's 84, the rest usually is. Let's take a look at the sister islands. Could they be cooler? Yes, they certainly are. 82 degrees over there, and you know Bracker's about as cool as it gets, right? Let's check out the region right here. We've got some cooler spots than us. Havana, Cancun, and Roatan, all a couple degrees lower than we are, and you can see down in Costa Rica, they're always staying cool. Going to get out of the way so you can see those Eastern Caribbean temperatures. St. Kitts back up to 81. Let's give it a 7-day forecast peak right here. Like I was saying, kind of the big change is going to happen tomorrow. Maybe some swells on the West Coast. 4 to 6 foot seas by the time we get to Friday, but that's going to decrease by Saturday and Sunday. Hey guys, 2 more weather picks of the day for you. You guys heeded the call, and this one's fantastic. No filter, Cornelia Reimer. Thank you for that beautiful sunset picture there. And this one, another stunning blue hues. I have a feeling there was a filter involved in this one. That is Jack Armstrong on the photo credit. Hey, picture perfect sports coming up next with Jolton Jordan Armanese. Stick around.
Hi, I'm Jordan Telford. I'm the master distiller for Tortuga Rum Company. I'm a born Caymanian, and I'm very proud to say that I'm producing an exceptional quality rum that's completely handmade, start to finish, distilled, bottled, and blended right here in Grand Cayman for Tortuga Rum Company.
It's that time of year again for the annual Cayman 27 Parade of Lights, brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited. We're calling all boats to join. Saturday, December 1st at Camana Bay as the water comes to life with this year's theme, Christmas Around the World.
Have you heard? They have new daily meal deals at Popeyes. A different meal with side every day of the week for the same price of just $3.99. Monday is Chicken soup with rice. Tuesday for the chicken bowl. 2 tenders on Wednesday. A loaded chicken wrap on Thursday. It's all about that shrimp on Friday. Chicken nuggets to start the weekend. And the mixed 2-piece to finish.
The new daily meal deals from Popeyes. A different meal every day, served with the world famous best dressed chicken for only $3.99. Only at Popeyes.
Welcome back. We start with the Olympics. Calgary's hosting the 2026 Winter Olympics are dashed after citizens voted resoundingly against the Western Canadian city's plan to bid for the Games. Reuters' Grace Lee reports.
Calgary has spoken, and it does not want to host the Winter Olympics in 2026. On Tuesday, citizens in the Canadian city voted resoundingly against a bid for the Games, with more than 56% of voters saying no.
I think it's a nice message to send to the IOC that they need to clean up their act because nobody wants them anymore.
It's yet another blow to the International Olympics Committee, which has seen interest in hosting the Games fall dramatically in recent years. Many point to the skyrocketing costs of staging the event, and that might have been what stopped Calgary short too. They were looking at an estimated $5.1 billion Canadian dollar price tag, even though it already has considerable Olympic infrastructure. It hosted the Winter Games in 1988. With Calgary out, there are only 2 contenders left in the race, Sweden's Stockholm and an Italian bid involving Milan.
Here's what the International Olympic Committee had to say about Calgary's no vote for the 2026 Winter Olympics. Quote, the IOC takes note of the decision regarding the candidature of Calgary for the Olympic Winter Games in 2026. It comes as no surprise following the political discussions and uncertainties right up until the last few days. It is disappointing that the arguments about the sporting, social, and long-term benefits of hosting the Olympic Games did not sway the vote, end quote. All right, switching to the ring, women's boxers training for the AIBA World's Women's Championships starting in the Indian capital of New Delhi this week are wearing surgical masks, scarves, and even T-shirts across their mouths as the level of open-air pollution rises several times beyond the safe limit. Now, the AIBA Women's World Boxing Championships takes place in an indoor stadium starting tomorrow through November 24th, but teams are complaining about toxic smog hanging over the city caused by seasonal burning of crop, stubble, and emissions from vehicle and industry.
Breathe. Just my nose. Right now, I don't know if you can hear me, but my nose is like when I breathe. It's a bit annoying, but we train inside.
I do feel it. The air in Denmark is very different, so we definitely feel it in the eyes and in the mouth and stuff. But you know, that's the way it is. If 25 million people can live here, then I think we will survive as well.
Here's a look at Brandy Barnes, Cayman's only boxer at the World Championships. The Caribbean light flyweight champ will face South Korean Cho Rong Bak starting Friday. All right, Taylor, back to you.
Well, that's our news for tonight. We thank you for watching. Good night.